for WJTT Brewer Media, we have Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly with us. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great today.
All right. So each month you come by and you stop by, and this is your first time in our new digs, correct?
Yes. All right. Else. Yeah.
So we appreciate you coming through, and you'd like to give us an update of what's going on. So since you were here last, Chattanooga's been named Best Place to Live in Tennessee by U.S. News and World Report.
Yep. Yeah, it's quite an honor. I mean, you know, that's we don't get too caught up in that stuff, but still, it's a nice honor to have. Number 27 nationally, and you know, we're not going to get T-shirts made that say we're number 27, but it is nice to be the number one city in Tennessee, and you know, we got room to grow, room to improve. Greenville, South Carolina, we like to compare ourselves to a lot. I think is number 4 in that list. So, but we're moving in the right direction. We got a lot of stuff happening, a lot of good stuff. So it was quite an honor.
And we've also rose from last year's rankings. So I think we rose 21 places, and then also other national publications like the Milken Institute Best Performing City ranking. We moved from 72 to 46, and then also named by Money Magazine 50 best place to live in the U.S.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's great. I mean, what we don't necessarily. I mean, my job's always tricky, particularly around affordable housing.
Right.
You know, attracting new people in here versus kind of making it tougher for people who have historically lived here to afford places. So, you know, I'm fine with this kind of slow and steady progress. I'm not trying to, you know, blow the lid off of it. We don't do this stuff for the PR. We do it to make it the best city, you know,
for us to live in,
for all of us to live in. And so, yeah, but it's good to me because all those studies show that we are moving in the right direction.
And speaking of that, you said you try to affordable housing. That's part of the fiscal year, the budget plan for this year.
Yep.
So you could talk to a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, the budget's, you know, again, kind of a tough year budgetarily.
Right.
But what we were able to do, you know, we sit on reserves to make sure that if we have a sudden downturn, we can, you know, we can respond. But our own internal guides, like 16%, we were sitting on a lot more of that, so we were able to pull down quite a bit more to put towards strategic initiatives, including affordable housing. So we're going to put another $2 million towards our affordable housing fund, another $200,000 towards early learning, parks, public works. They're all going to get a bump. And the budget itself is giving first responders a pay raise, which is much needed in the current environment and well deserved. So again, not a earth-shattering budget year, but again, a good solid budget pursuing our priorities from the One Chattanooga plan.
Yeah, and it seems like, there's a lot of good stuff on here. It's like you said, the affordable housing, that's the 150 plus affordable housing units through the 4 housing pilots.
Yeah.
Develop the workforce, working in some of the challenges you're having though is some of the inflation causing some of the change, the cost in material cost, construction cost, and fuel cost, but also finding ways to attract and retain talent to carry out the mission of the plan.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good stuff in here, like this train service, the grant that you got for that, and the parks being renovated and kept up, and a lot of the paving you've been doing.
Yeah, we got another $9 million for public works because again we pledged to spend $10 million a year on paving, which was over double what we were spending.
Right.
But inflation takes a big bite, so you know we needed to bump that up. We did bump it up another $9 million. Some of that's for right-of-way repair and other things, but it's going to be a big bump. Again, we were way behind in terms of deferred maintenance and parks, so the park's going to get a little bump to make them something we can be proud of. And I actually just came from the press conference on this train deal, which again we couldn't afford possibly to build whole new underpasses, you know, to make sure cars and trains. You know, that cars could go under the train tracks or over the train tracks. So we worked with a company called TrainFo to create this system that will alert people and pump that alert out to Waze and Google Maps so they'll know to route around them. And that's on Hickson Pike and Hickory Valley Road. So those are big deals.
Yeah, I recently took a train ride from the train station and then down to downtown Chattanooga. I didn't realize, we travel over those railways all the time, but I didn't realize until I was actually on the train just where all it goes and how you have to stop traffic and all that.
Again, it's choo-choo and all that. There are train tracks everywhere. The trains have a long history with Chattanooga, and hopefully we'll also be able to get our train service, passenger rail service resumed back between Nashville, Chattanooga, and Atlanta.
I know. I've heard a lot about that. I've been looking forward to that, especially with traveling and things, like making that a lot easier and easier to commute.
Because you can sit on a train and work and have a conversation, not worry about driving, not worry about parking. So it'll be a few years until we see that be a reality, but we are headed in that direction. recognition, and we have the support of the state, which is a big deal.
All right. Well, you continue doing great work. We look forward to getting the word out and letting our listeners know the updates and the progress that the city has made with the things towards the One Chattanooga initiative. So
Absolutely.
appreciate you coming in. We'll look forward to seeing you next month, and you can update us some more.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.